Thursday, December 18th, and you're watching the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by our good friends over at FanDuel. We have a great show for you today. I'm the host here, Jace Cooper, alongside my producer, Jacob Gramegna, for the next hour and a little bit of last second shuffling here. Unfortunately, we talked about it all week. Step on the Duck was going to come on the show. He had internet issues today, complete outage in his area, out till 1:30. So we're going to try and get him on either tomorrow or next week. So unfortunately, not having him on. But if you saw the updated tweets, you lose one good guy. We somehow filled it with another good guy, another great college football bettor.
At least he let us know that he wasn't showing up like some other college football bettors that we have on the show.
Here's the thing: is a lot of these pro bettors, all these guys who bet and write and talk about sports, they're not real people. Mr. Peanut Better is like the 90% that falls into not real people. Step on the Duck and our other guest, Brad Powers, who's coming on today, fall into the category of actually being like normal, real human beings. Mr. Peanut Butter, not so much. We're going to kick off the show with Brad Powers, like I just mentioned. Talk some college football stuff. He noticed an interesting trend around this bowl season that we're going to touch on a little bit. Plus, I want to ask him, how do you fix bowl games? How do we feel like we talked about this a little bit on the show, but I want to get into a little bit of a deeper conversation with him. Something's got to be done here because, ESPN has the rights to all the bowl games. They're going to be losing a significant amount of money if bowl games continue to fall off and people start caring less and less about them like they currently do. So financially, there's a incentive for ESPN to, kind of figure this out. Same thing with college football as a whole. There's an incentive for them to figure it out. After Brad comes on, we got the Hitman coming on, a.k.a. Peepin' Tom, Thursday Night Football player props.
Did he fix his camera for this?
No. It's not going to be fixed till next week. So Peeping Tom will be on the show. It's going to be good. We're going to talk some Thursday Night Football player props. We're going to build an SGP. Going to do our classic gun to head. Don't bet this, but actually bet this anytime touchdown scorer, which, doesn't really count for anything, but Hitman has done a good job. Again, like we talked about earlier, Jacob, like you famously said, Hitman's blind gun to your head bet. Touchdown bet is better.
Hitman's don't bet is better than someone's bet. That's
better than anyone's intuition bet, which, by the way, you guys talked about on Circles Off. Sorry. If you didn't check it out, the Wednesday show, Circles Off, it's pretty good. Rob talked about betting with your intuition. Unless you're Hitman, don't do it, basically. Long story short. And it's not even intuition. Hitman puts a lot of work into things. Then finally, we close out the show with Edric Overtime. So Money's going to be on. Alex is going to be on. Alex with an all-time, win/cover on the Toronto Maple Leafs game against the Chicago Blackhawks. Blackhawks go up 2-0 early. He has Blackhawks under 2.5 team total. Game total under 6.5. Under 5.5. Leafs money line -190. It was looking horrible. Up 2-0 in the first period for the Blackhawks, and then somehow, some way, the Toronto Maple Leafs claw back in a game that they definitely should have lost. Ended up winning, and Moretto covers all his bases, which what a sweat for him. What a sweat for him. Before we get into the show, just want to give a quick shout-out to one of our sponsors here. Actually, no, not a sponsor. Let's shout out our Discord. Not sure if you heard, we have a new Discord here at the Hammer. We have over 1,400 members right now, and they're in there bantering about the games. Rob's giving out his fair price on primetime touchdown scorers. And all those sorts of things where you can chat directly with any of the creators, ask them questions about what you're going to bet on. Alex also fires off his Saturday NHL bets. Clive has his team total bets. A lot of fun, a lot happening going on there. You can join right now at discord.gg/hammer or click the link in the description. Can we ban Connor in the chat? That's why Moretto is the GOAT. He is not the GOAT. He's the WOAT. The only reason why Moretto would be the GOAT would be scrambling last minute and getting our next guest here. He's a college football bettor. You can hear him. He's not here yet. Okay, well, we're going to wait a second for him to get on here. Actually, he just messaged me for the...
He's here now.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I just saw his message for the link. Anyways, college football bettor. You can hear him every Monday and Friday and sometimes Saturday on the Hit the Books YouTube channel. Friend of the show, Brad, how's it going?
Hey, what's happening?
Sorry about that. I just saw your message right now for the link, and I was like, I was doing my intro.
I didn't realize it's the same one. I'm keep in mind, man, I'm getting up there in age. All the new video stuff. I thought it was like StreamYard, where you had a different link for each show.
It's all right. We got that story. That's all that matters. What's the hat for today? I didn't get to see. You always like to have your hats. Okay.
Oilers.
All right.
They're gonna get the win over the Chiefs this week.
Okay, all right, Mr. BP, giving out some NFL stuff, which I thought you were mostly focused on college football, but no, you're in NFL.
I'm actually better in the NFL than I am at college.
It's almost the same as Joey Knish. He's better at hockey than he is at college football. No, you guys are killing it on the Hit the Book show. But yeah, it's been a good year.
They may be killing it viewers, but not wins and losses where it counts.
Killing it in viewers, killing it in entertainment, killing it in CLV. That's about all you can ask for, right? So, and also killing it entertainment-wise. The best college football betting show, in my opinion, in the world. But I might be biased. Let's get into things here, Brad, because you pointed out some interesting things about the bowl season. And I want to talk to you a little bit about that because the tide has absolutely shifted on bowl games. It's a lot less interesting nowadays. A lot of people opting out a lot of players opting out. Coaching carousel is, maybe this is just a unique year where it's like feels like it's busier than ever, causing more players to leave schools earlier. You also notice that in the first 4 bowl games we had, all 4 of them have gone under in their game. So how do you kind of approach betting on bowl games with this sort of changing tide? And then also, what do you make so far of like the bowl games under scenario?
Yeah, I mean, for a long time, I love bowl games. Loved watching them as a fan. Loved betting them. A lot of CLV. You can still get some CLV, although there's a lot more guesswork than what there used to be. But, you can still have some of your easiest wins of the year, although you can have some, it's all about timing. You can have some horrible bets with some of the worst bets you made all year. I gotta say, I'm not a fan of them anymore. I think they should go by the wayside, at least until we get the opt-outs and the transfer portal fixed. And I don't know how you fix that. The calendar's messed up as far as college football. So, I mean, how do you fix it? Maybe you probably expand the regular. I'm not a big, to expand the playoffs guy, but if you want more teams playing this time of the year, expand the regular playoffs maybe to 16. And I would say separate the G5 from the Power 4, and G5 can have their own the college football playoff, 12, 16 teams. I mean, that's how you solve it. You do away with the bowls. But as far as betting it, I'll say this. It's only 4 games, but it has not been good football. Exhibitions, and not in a good way. It's more like NFL preseason, which can be very profitable, but it's not necessarily enjoyable to watch. But we just, we've seen backup quarterbacks and we've seen low scoring. I'm anxious to see if it continues. 4 games isn't enough for me to move the needle, but I can tell you this, I'm not running to the window to bet and over anytime soon.
All right. That's fair. So what do you think is like the major contributing factor to, did you notice anything in particular in the first 4 bowl games where there were like a lot of opt-outs? Was it the backup quarterback situation like you mentioned? What do you think is like the catalyst for these unders basically coming home? Or is it just like a myriad of many things?
I think it's many things. And keep in mind, scoring in general is down from what it was like 5-6 years ago. Obviously, and they're copying off the NFL, the too high safety look, keeping everything in front of you and nothing deep over the top, making quarterbacks try to beat them, or at least the entire offense try to be mistake free all the way down the field, 10, 12 play drives, and they're just incapable of doing it. So far through the bowl games, it's case by case basis. We had a game last night with a pair of backup quarterbacks. Obviously, that was the ODU USF game that contributed big time to the under there. I haven't seen creative. There hasn't been that much time between now and the regular season. So sometimes you get some unique, bowl, schemes. We got none of that. It's very vanilla. It's very basic. So I saw Knish was tweeting about it too. It's just bad football. I love football, but I don't like bad football. Bad football, gets me to start wanting to watch something else.
All right. That's good to know. Anything to keep in mind for like the upcoming bowl games where you're looking and saying that like, hey, I like the unders here. Are you like going to be avoiding Service Academy
I'm not
games
blindly betting every under, but man, I could tell you I'm not betting the over right now. I'll give you, I know people want picks. They want picks. They want them for free and they better win. Today, Arkansas State probably be my preference on the side -1, but I'd also, nothing's touching 54.5. I'm not so far through the bowl game. So you got a Missouri State team with an interim coach. That's another thing. We saw one team with an interim coach yesterday in South Florida, and they were horrific I mean, I thought South Florida was the best G5 team, believe it or not, this year. And my power ratings reflected that, but they looked like a shell of themselves. If that's the case with Missouri State, I like Arkansas State there. Lean under. Same thing tomorrow. Kennesaw State, Western Michigan. You got to go under 47.5 there. There's been some movement. We've already seen movement on a lot of this. So that would be my preference in that one under. And I'm sure you're going to want to talk playoffs. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to give everything away, but if you bring it up, I'm not gonna hide anything.
No, I don't want to talk playoffs. I want to save it for you guys. Save it for the Friday show. Save it for Hit the Books tomorrow. Give you guys a little bit of meat on the bone to chew at, so you don't give everything away here. I want to kind of flip and talk a little bit to what might be contributing to this horrible bowl season, or this apathy from both the fans and the players towards bowl season. Does it make you feel almost sick seeing programs sort of tweet out that they have signed or like re-signed players? Because I know that's like the proper term now, but USC was tweeting it out, and I've seen a couple other schools tweet it out as well that they've signed or re-signed players. How do you feel? I mean, just in the spirit of the game, how do you feel about that?
Not a fan. You can call me a boomer. That's fine. Very different. You know what? Honestly, though, I'd like to see more. It to be more out in the open, more discretion. Okay, you signed. What's the contract? Let's see it. I mean, if you're promoting, this is a big deal. We signed this guy. Well, how much did he sign for? How much is he making? I mean, again, if we're going such towards an NFL model, then let's just make an NFL model. I want to know these contracts, what these kids are making. So that would be the next evolution as far as I'm concerned. I find it interesting how if there is indeed a salary cap, which is supposed to be this upcoming season, yeah, I believe that. But if that's the case, I would love to see how certain teams are building out rosters. So I don't know. I mean, everything's changing in the sport to the point where it's totally unrecognizable from even what it was 5 years ago. So anything's on the table, anything and everything. So, I mean, I'm going to have to like it, or I'm just going to have to find something else to do. And it's been, I'm not saying this. I mean, college football has been basically the love of my life since I was 5. So, boy, if I didn't have it in my life, I don't know.
Oh, Brad, I love it. You're married to the game, but like, she's changed. Back in the day, though, they used to walk through the back door. Now the front door is just open, and they can just do kind of whatever they want. I love how you want to enact the Freedom of Information Act on all these schools as well. Just like, let us know what the deal is. Because also, how are you supposed to enforce like a salary cap if like who knows what these contracts are? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
like how do we even do that? Because also, like I said, like, they can just walk through the back door again. Like, just because the front door is open doesn't mean you can't like find back channels.
Exactly.
Like,
if you don't think that's gonna not happen, okay, you got to be only $20 million for your roster. Okay, I mean, what's that? We're right back to the $100 handshakes. Well, yeah, we only have $20 million on the books, but we got an extra $10 million, in hush money. So I don't. It's a joke, to be honest. I mean, it's becoming more and more of a joke, and sooner or later, people are gonna. I know the viewership's way up, and it's way up because of gambling more than anything. But sooner or later, I mean, there's a lot of things people can do and watch, besides college football, including the NFL, which is putting the regular season games up against college football playoff games. So sooner or later, the people are going to tune out. Even the diehards like myself.
How did you feel about that? The NFL putting up going head to head on a Saturday with the college football playoffs here for, like, again, I don't want to say meaningless regular season games, but like not the best regular season games.
Conflicted. I mean, they can do what they want. They're the number one TV show and product in the country. They just are, and been that way for 15 plus years. I mean, so I guess I don't blame them. Although, come on, I mean, college football is basically their AAA. I mean, it feeds them, and has done more for the NFL than vice versa. So I don't know if you want to continue to bite the hand that's feeding you for all these years, but kudos for them. I mean, those ratings for those 2 NFL games are going to crush 2 very bad college football playoff games. Let's be honest. Who wants to see James Madison and Tulane? No disrespect to them, but these are not, tip of the top, cream of the crop, G5 teams. They're just not. They're just, your average run in the mill, G5 teams. And I think it's pathetic that we got to watch that. this weekend. I'm not going to. In fact, there's a better FCS game on at the same time on ABC. I'm going to watch that game because it's a better game than one of the college football first round games.
All right. Let's flip over and talk some FCS. You talked a little bit about some futures. I believe you picked up some Montana futures.
That's Kanish. I can't take credit for that.
Okay. All right. Well, the Hit the Book show picked up some FBS futures there. You just touched on the games Montana versus Montana State, the Illinois State versus Villanova game as well. Anything you like in terms of those games or the FCS national championship winner? Just looking at some futures.
Yeah, it looks like right when we're doing this show, Montana State's taking some money. I mean, literally within the last couple minutes. I'm a part of that. So I don't. Maybe I wasn't looking down. Maybe I bet. I did bet it right before the show. So I probably should. Maybe I bet it on the wrong account. But anything less than 6 Montana State, I think, is worth a look. Not a big best bet, but shoot, just a couple weeks ago, I ran to the window. It was my favorite bet of the weekend. Mm-hmm. I mean, Montana State was favored by 2.5, and I think it closed 3.5 against Montana on the road. I mean, and these are some of the best home environments in the FCS level. So if I'm laying, running the window to bet late 2.5, 3 with Montana State, who was the better team in the first game, why am I not laying it here? So Montana State for me. The other one, I'm going to wait. There seems to be a lot of love for Illinois State. If it gets out to 3, I'm actually going to fade that steam and take Villanova the home dog.
All right, let's chat's getting mad at me for referencing the Freedom of Information Act a little bit earlier in the show here. Being a Canadian, apparently I'm not allowed to do that. Brad, before you head out here, I got a couple of questions left for you. How do you start your preparation for next season with all these transfers sort of happening now and going to be happening throughout the next couple of weeks with teams that or programs that have had head coaches leave? We've seen some movement already. How do you start your preparation for next year? Does it start now, or am I looking way too far ahead?
It's already started. Yep, already started. So watching film. I'm old school. I print out like charts, like, snap charts from PFF and just start, marking down guys transferred. I mark it down. I have sheets for every team, offense, defense, and start, collecting, data. Who's, I like watching games for myself still. I don't trust that. I have trust issues. So, I have my own player rankings. Mm-hmm. So, maybe some people feel like, oh, that's a massive loss in the portal. And sometimes I disagree with that, but I have to be ready now because there was a lot of bets I made, and some of my very best bets that I made were in January last year. I'm talking like North Carolina under, fading the Belichick stuff. I was able to middle a Notre Dame win total, last January, because I was confident they were a 10-2 type of team. Texas Tech to win the Big 12 was like 10, 12-1. Made that bet in January. Why? Portal. I knew right away, hey, Texas Tech is cleaning up in the portal. This is a top 5, which ended up being the number 1 transfer portal class. And it was just not priced in the market whatsoever at that time of the year. So I do specialize. I think it pays to specialize, and you got to be on top of it. It's a year-round sport now to keep track of it.
Of course. Last question in the chat here from Charles. He's asking how many bets you expect to have for next year by April 1st. I mean, I feel like that's a tough question to answer, but maybe you can say how many you had this year come April 1st.
Yeah, it's good. It's different because, I'm at the discretion of the books. Are they going to put out? They put it out. I'll make a bet, but I know I say this every year. It'll probably be down. My volume was down the list last year, probably by 30%. So as far as off-season betting, because there is a point, a demarcation point where it's just even way too much uncertainty, even for a guy like myself, and way too much variance. But I would say by April, I would have 20 to 30 bets in.
All right, 20 to 30 bets. Well, I'm going to gun to your head, and there's 2 2026, 2027 futures available on the board at FanDuel right now if you want to bet them. I don't think you should, but I feel like this
you want me to look at them real quick?
I'll tell you. I have them pulled up on my screen right now. So it's obviously LSU with the Lane Kiffin stuff. It's their regular season win total. It's going to be tough to figure out because, again, they could still get so many players, and there's a lot that could happen.
Virginia Tech. Yeah, I see it now.
So LSU, gun to your head, win total right now is at 9.5. Under is -172, over is +128. A ton of juice here, but if you had to click one of them, what would you click?
Under for now, but man, that's too much juice. Mm-hmm. Probably too early for that. Virginia Tech, probably lean under there too, but that's juiced. Right. Neither one is screaming auto bet. I got to get the schedules. That's another thing. I got to get that's the first thing I do. Get the schedules, take last season's power rating, throw it into the schedule, make some quick adjustments. And if I think think a team's going to be 3 points better, 2 points better, or whatever. Just off the top of my head, what I think the team's going to be. Plug that in the schedule, and usually I get win totals out by January sometime. It looks like I'm a little bit behind. I didn't know they had those 2 win totals up, but gun to head on. Call me a skeptic, but I'll go under those 2 first-year coaches.
Makes perfect sense. I think that's why they have those both of those props up, is like maybe like the Penn States and the Ole Miss of the world. The Ole Miss fans just like apathetically click towards that under and just be a little pissed off there. But yeah. Anyways, Brad, appreciate you joining the show. You can catch Brad tomorrow, Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. You guys doing a Saturday show as well this week or no?
I think we are. I don't want to officially announce it, but I think we'll do. Makes sense for us to do the halftime of the A&M Miami game.
Yeah, should be interesting. All right, Brad, appreciate you joining the show. Chat tomorrow.
All right, take care.
Awesome stuff there from Brad. Coming in, saving the day last minute. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Brad Powers, he's almost like an enigma to me. He does so much college football stuff. I don't know. I worry for him if college football goes the way that it's currently going, because I would hate to see a man lose the love of his life like that. It just doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem right. Before we bring on our next guest, before we bring on Hitman, going to give you a quick shout out to our sponsors over at FanDuel. FanDuel is making Week 16 even bigger with a chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets this Thursday night. That's right, $2 million. Here's how it works. Opt in and place an anytime touchdown bet on the Rams versus the Seahawks using your profit boost. And if that player you pick scores either the first or the last touchdown of the game, you'll earn a share of $2 million in bonus bets, $1 million for each touchdown. Listen, I can come up here and talk about why I think Colby Parkinson might be a great bet for this, for an anytime touchdown score with Devontae Adams out. I can come up here and say JSN is going to be great because he's an easy button for this Seahawks offense. But why would you listen to me when Hitman's going to come on after this little segment here for your dark horse touchdown? You're going to want to listen to him. Don't listen to me. It's just one more reason to bet on the NFL with FanDuel. So whether you've got a feeling about the opening drive or you're banking on a clutch finish, now's the time to get in the game. Visit FanDuel.com/forwardprogress to download the app today and get started. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas and affiliation, Kansas Star Casino. 19 plus and physically located in Ontario. 18 plus and present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool will be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last touchdown pick. Bonus issued as knowledgeable bonus bets, which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call Ranger Gambler. Visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-866-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelpline.ma.org or call 1-800-227-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In New York, call Connex Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 or visit connexontario.ca. All right, let's bring up Hitman in just a second. Before we do that, do we have Guess the Line today that we can roll through?
Yeah, let's do it. All right, Guess the Line time. This is the segment. We're doing it for a while now where Jason guessed the line. There's 3 different bets up on screen. Jason gets 3 guesses per bet and has to be able to guess the line based on getting a hint of over or under on the first 2
Who's
guesses.
the last player there? Sorry.
Is that Barner?
That might be Barner. I don't know who that is. Maybe it's Barner. I was like thinking Jake Bobo maybe, but like no.
It's Barner.
It's Barner. Okay, there we go.
Okay. So we're going to start off. Yeah. I actually didn't take that in, but yes, I was right. It's Barner. We're going to start off with what's his name? Jalen Johnson on his PRA line. He is triple-double threat every single night. High-quality player for the Atlanta Hawks.
All right. Triple-double threat every night. It's got to be over 30 then. That's just how it works. Right?
Yeah, I'd say that's how it works.
Right? Mathematically speaking, let me do some quick math. Let's go with 39.5.
Over.
Ooh, you said that pretty confidently and quickly. How good? How is this guy? Like young? How old is he?
Yeah, he's pretty young. This guy's a baller.
Second year,
really good
third
player.
year?
5th year, I think.
5th year. Okay, Jalen Johnson. Let's go 46.5.
Under.
Ooh, 44.5.
40.5. Your first guess was the closest, but yes, Jalen Johnson.
I psyched myself out.
High quality player. Second, we're going to stay in the NBA We're going to go to Jamal Shedd's assist line as the Raptors play the Bucks. Jamal Shedd, backup point guard for the Raptors.
Ooh, backup point guard. Is he going to be like 4.5?
Higher.
Higher. 6.5.
Lower.
5.5. There we go.
Well done. Worked it out. Good stuff. Now we move to the NFL. AJ Barner tonight. His receiving yards. He's been playing pretty well last few weeks.
This is going to be embarrassing because like, is like any other is there any other tight end hurt for the Seahawks? Like I didn't.
Is he not their starting tight end?
He is their starting tight end, but
go.
I don't know how much he plays. I haven't really looked too much at him. My gut is telling me like 9.5, but that feels low.
It's higher than 9.5.
Okay, 16.5.
Higher than 16.5.
Whoa, 24.5.
30.5.
Whoa,
Way off.
Whoa. All right, I've been sleeping.
You don't know
on this.
ball, dude.
Yeah,
He's been playing well lately.
I didn't. Is there like a matchup thing I'm missing here? Maybe we can talk to Hitman.
No,
about
he's
this.
a pretty good player who gets a good amount of target share.
Oh, Elijah Arroyo's hurt. That's why I didn't know he got hurt. How long has he been hurt for? Oh my god.
I don't know. I can't give you NFL injuries.
Oh, all right. Well, let's
NFL
talk.
is your domain. I can help you with NBA stuff. I can't help you with NFL stuff.
All right. All right. Is Hitman here? Is he
not.
late? He's not. Wow. All right. He's late. Okay. No. So I can't believe when did Elijah Arroyo get hurt? I missed that one.
I don't know. I felt like A.J. Barnes has been a decent threat the last few weeks. He's been decent fantasy option at tight end, which is enough to say like he's doing well enough. So would have expected a bit better, but at least you got 1 out of 3 there.
Yeah, got 1 out of 3. Do you want to like reveal your fantasy punishment? Oh, not punishment, but do we want to wait and sit on that, or do you want to?
Yeah, let's do it
now?
here
Because
for the people that are here.
Yeah, because the people are here. Maybe we'll give them a little bit of a preview. If you don't know, yesterday on the show, we were trying to come up with a punishment for Jacob because Jacob's playing George in our fantasy league,
the Hammer
fantasy league. George, if George loses, if Jacob wins, George agreed to do a shoey. We couldn't come up with a punishment for Jacob, but it seems like you and George have agreed on a fair punishment if George were to win.
Yeah, so I took inspiration from Cam Scadaboo, New York Giants player, because I'm a Giants fan. He did a shoey on a live stream for hitting like a certain amount of subs, I think. Hey, so George has to do a shoey. When you do a shoey, you don't bring a spare pair of shoes to the office. You do the shoey in the shoe you brought and are wearing. At least that's my understanding of it. That's how it should be administered. My punishment, if George is to win, unfortunately, I have to wear a Santa hat and Santa beard. And I have to stay in character as Santa for the duration of the Hammer Daily on Tuesday, December 23rd.
All right. I like that one. That's a good one.
It sounds awful. At least a shoey, you just get it done. I have to
over with.
Do it for it's going to be edge work overtime on Tuesdays. So it's going to be like hour 45. Sounds awful. Jeez. Derek, that's a bad one. I have to buy a cameo from Silver. That'd be brutal. Giving that guy money would suck. Wow.
Oh man, that would be funny. Hitman, do you think we get stood up by Hitman today?
I mean,
if we get
Mr.
back,
PB is going to stand us up. I think anybody's got the potential.
All right.
All right. While we're waiting still, we talked about it yesterday. We'll talk about it again tomorrow. We've seen movement on the Anthony Joshua front when it comes to his fight with Jake Paul. I liked a tweet that I don't have it to pull up here, but I liked a tweet that Ferris had about a different boxing event on Twitter where he said, like, if you're like running content, don't after the fights just talk about what a once in a lifetime betting opportunity this was. Like, the fights are coming up. What the deal is. If you really think it is a once in a lifetime opportunity, start betting now. Start filling your positions now. So we have Anthony Joshua. You told me he's at minus 900
Minus 900, right? And when I looked.
Yesterday was minus 1,300 when we talked about it.
Yeah. It's almost, I was worried that you might have been, I don't want to say that you were wrong, but like the hypothesis, which I agreed with you on, that the best number you're going to get is probably at close. I was worried that wasn't going to happen, but now I've seen all the promotions on Twitter. They had the boxing face-off. They did the interviews, and it looks like I'm surprised people are clicking Jake Paul because it looks like he is a mix of copious amounts of cocaine and CTE because he is just running amok on stage. But yeah, minus 900 right now, plus 600 for Jake Paul. Jacob, you told me you didn't want to click minus 1,300 yesterday. What number would you click then?
I think if we get 900 close, I think the price can still get a little bit better for AJ. I'd be comfortable closer to the fight betting this number, though.
Okay. All right. That makes perfect sense. Sounds like we got Hitman in the back, ready to go.
I think, last thing on this. I think if it gets to like minus 700, I'd just be ready to bet that.
Yeah.
Say it's time to bet.
I'm going to go home tonight and click almost everything AJ. And I think we were joking, but like also not joking. Any props I place tonight are going to be paired with AJ.
Yeah,
as well.
we did joke about it before the show started. Every NFL bet for every NFL player prop this week, just parlay it with Anthony Joshua. That's not advice. Don't actually do that. But it's something to consider on my end.
It's something that I'm doing. You don't have to do it, but that's what I'm doing as well. You know what? Let's bring him up. He is an okay prop better. He likes being late for his spots. He says 12:30 when in the tweet it says 12:23. Peeping Tom, how's it going?
Is my camera still messed up?
No, it looks good. Does it look fine?
Wow, I didn't even do anything.
It's like normal.
Wow.
I do have a message from Moretto at 9:21 a.m. Can I move you to 12:30 today or 12:23? I responded at 9:29 a.m. saying 12:30.
And then no response after that, eh?
Wow.
No. He gave a thumbs up. So
that wasn't relayed to the staff.
you know who to blame. I apologize for being on time.
It's all good, Hitman. It's all good. Let's talk about some Thursday night football stuff here. Where do you want to start? I asked you
we'll start. We could start with both the passing games.
Okay.
I tend to think now the way that these teams played each other the last time they played was the Rams ran a lot of 13 personnel against Seattle, and Seattle matched that by staying in nickel defense, which obviously if you're playing nickel against 13 personnel, you're going to entice the other team to run a lot. So, and it did work. I mean, the Seahawks defense was not the reason that they lost that game against the Rams. So I'm kind of interested to see what happens this week with that. I kind of think the Rams ran so much 13 personnel last week, and with Devontae Adams out, it kind of makes sense that they're going to go back to heavy sets this week, which if Seattle's going to match them in nickel, it's probably going to lead to more running. So you can maybe sell me on some Stafford pass game stuff. I mean, in particular, like if I know FanDuel has first half lines, I think, or first quarter lines, like if the weather does end up being worse, and then I could see that being good. For Seattle like to run a lot of those heavy personnels also, and the Rams did the same thing. They just matched it by daring them to run the ball pretty much and stayed in nickel. So I think, again, the Rams defense stifled them. So I don't see why they're not going to do the same thing and just try to dare Seattle to run. So you could maybe sell me on a Darnold under, or again, a Darnold first quarter or first half under if the weather is going to be worse to start the game. So that's kind of where my head's at with the two quarterbacks and the two passing offenses in this game, kind of leaning unders.
All right. So you mentioned the tight end situation here for them playing a lot of 13 personnel. Is there anyone you like in terms of the passing game, or do you think this stuff is already priced in between Colby Parkinson, who's 39 and total receiving total is 39.5, Terrence Ferguson 20.5, Davis Allen 16.5, even is Kanata Mumfield even a tight end? But yeah, between these guys, between those three guys, anyone you like in terms of their passing?
Yeah, so Mumfield plays in 13 personnel as a wide receiver.
Okay.
He's kind of just like a scrappy wide receiver, really good blocker and all that. There's been some steam on some Mumfield overs. I did bet some at some earlier numbers, and I still lean over on him at current market. For me, it's just me trying to figure out what's going to happen in 11 personnel. Like, I know Mumfield's going to be out there in the 13 personnel, which is typically a rundown anyway. But when the Rams do go 11, who are going to be the receivers out there? It's obviously going to be Nakua. And then which two of these three ends up being out there the most? Is Xavier Smith? Is it Tutu Atwell or Mumfield? So That's the big question in this game that I think you try to figure out. And if you figure that out, then you're going to figure out the Rams receivers in the prop market. But yeah, as far as the tight ends go, I kind of think that Davis Allen might be the guy that's priced a little bit too high. Ferguson, I'm really high on him long term. Like, I think he's going to be a hell of a player for them long term. But it's really tough, Jason, because we're just trying to figure out what personnel the Rams are going to be in the most.
All right.
I think Stafford under would be my best lean with the Rams stuff.
All right. Stafford under is the best lean with the Rams stuff. Let's flip over and talk the running game here. We've seen not a flippening, but we've seen both these offensive sort of both not really have a true number one running back, a true starter. We've seen Blake Corum snap count, skyrocket over the last couple of weeks to the point where he's getting pretty similar snaps to Kyren Williams. Same thing with, we've known this story with Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet, but again, Zach Charbonnet creeping back up here. Anything you like in terms of the running game here with both these running backs, both these running back rooms priced so closely together? Kenneth Walker right now is 45.5, minus 112 both sides. Charbonnet 34.5, minus 112 both sides. Kyren Williams is 55.5, and then Blake Corum 38.5.
Maybe like just a lean towards Kyren over. Now, this backfield has just been a drive-by-drive rotation for the Rams, which would make you kind of think like, all right, well, why is Kyren 55 and Blake Corum is 38? But I think in high leverage spots, the Rams do value Kyren more. I mean, I remember that there was a game like it was like a month ago. I forgot, but I know it was like a relatively big game for the Rams. And like Blake Corum fumbled early in that. They did their drive-by-drive rotation. Corum fumbled on like the first or second drive they was out there. And then they just went Kyren Williams every single drive. Like McVay just gushes about him. They love him. So like in this game that does mean so much, I kind of think that Kyren maybe gets a little bit more usage than normal. So that would maybe be my lean for just the running games in general for both these teams. I really don't got much on the Seattle stuff. I think it's probably priced correctly.
All right. My favorite time of the segment here. Let's build out a SGP. I'm going to give you the first two legs, and you're going to give me the last two. I want to take Kenneth Walker under.
I thought one I had to give. I got to give two now?
2 legs, yeah.
You're going to force me on 2?
Correct. Going to force you on 2. So I'm going to go with Seattle Seahawks on the alternate spread. We're going to take them at minus 2.5. And then we're going to go, like you said, Matthew Stafford under 228.5 passing yards. So in a game where Seattle covers by a field goal or more, and Matthew Stafford throws under 228.5 passing yards, how would you fill out the rest of
That was going to be my second leg, so I'm only giving you one. We're going to do the reverse correlation where it's Mumpfield, and we're going to go towards alternates.
Okay.
And we're going to say 30 plus 265. We're going to put in there.
So 30 plus 265.
Reverse correlated with the Stafford stuff. Yeah.
Love it. So we're gonna have Matthew Stafford under 228.5 passing yards. Seattle Seahawks minus 2.5. Kanata Mumpfield 30 plus receiving yards. Combine that together, you can get that at 13-1 over at FanDuel. Finally, gun to your head, anytime touchdown scorer. I'll let you pick between the teams. Are you going to look towards maybe the tight ends? Colby Parkinson, red zone usage went up when Devontae Adams went out. Maybe you're going to look at Terrence Ferguson or Davis Allen, or you maybe not even looking at the Rams at all. You're going to look towards the Seahawks side of the ball. What do you like in terms of anytime touchdown scorers tonight?
Xavier Smith 16-1.
Okay.
I don't think he should be priced the same as Jordan Whittington. To be honest, I think he should maybe be priced closer to Tutu Atwell at least. So, yeah, Xavier Smith.
All right, Xavier Smith 16-1. It is. We'll see how that does tonight. Hitman, appreciate you joining the show. We'll catch you. You're going to be on for the fourth quarter tonight?
Yep, I'll be there.
All right, awesome stuff there.
Just don't ask me about any incentives this for week 16.
You know what? I forgot about this. What's your opinion? What's your opinion on this stuff so far? What's going on here? Like week 16 incentives, we've jumped the shark years ago with the week 18 incentives. How far have we gone?
If you watch the movie Casino, there's a line where Robert De Niro says to the guy that was where the slot machines were kept hitting like the jackpot, and it was like a 1 in a billion chance that it could happen like 3 times or whatever. He said, if you didn't know by the second time, he said you were either in on it or you're incompetent. Either way, you're out. And that's the way I view that. If you're posting week 16 incentives saying that like Javonte Williams needs 11 rushing yards and that should make you play his over, you're either a scammer or you're incompetent. And either way, don't fucking listen to that person. That's my rant.
All right. Appreciate that little rant, Hitman. You can catch Hitman later today on our Forward Progress watch along in the fourth quarter, giving out some bets. Rob said he's going to have your record for you after the holiday season.
Oh man, that just got me all tingly inside. I'm ready. Let's get that record up.
All right, let's do it. Hey man, appreciate you joining the show. We'll chat soon.
Later.
All right,
He's quick.
He could not be faster. He hates
wanted
doing
to get
this.
the fuck out of here.
We
had some updates behind the scenes. The blame was directed towards Moretto on the timing. However, it is I have found the source of the confusion for this one, and unfortunately, the blame may fall on Media Mike, the Monday producer. So how my setup works is I go to the Twitter account to see what the timing is, and the timing from the Twitter account was that Hitman was going to be coming on at 12:23. The sheet behind the scenes, which Mike references, unfortunately has the 12:30. So sorry to throw you under the bus, Mike, but it wasn't Moretto's fault this time.
All right. Well, we're not blaming it on Moretto this time.
Also, the Twitter account said that Edric overtime starts at 12:55.
Yeah,
It's 12:42, and we don't have a guest for the next 13 minutes.
I have my entire schedule completely thrown off with this. Listen, that's on me. I should have double-checked the sheet for the actual timing of all these things, but I know Moretto just said he's going to jump on now, and we'll talk about some NHL stuff here. We have a ton of games on the board. I love.
Do you think Rob will give me a dart segment during the PDC World Championship?
When is the PDC World Championship?
It's currently ongoing.
All right, have your dart segment now. What do you want to talk about? Lay it on the line for us.
Well, there was some amazing games this morning. It was definitely an all-time window this morning. The biggest upset, my understanding is the biggest upset in the history of the tournament going into today on the money line was 12-1. Michael Smith against Phil Taylor in like 2012. Michael Smith, now a world champion, but at the time, a youngster against the greatest darts player of all time. My understanding is there was a Kenyan player, David Munya, who won today. He was a 22-1 against Mike DeDecker, which makes it by far the biggest upset in the history of the PDC World Championships, and probably the biggest in major history because like you just wouldn't have this diverse of a field. So that was incredible. We had another one. Sakai beat Thibaut Tricol this morning. That was a big upset as well. So very good. I've given out 2 bets in the chat for the PDC World so far.
I've seen you doing that.
Both of them have won. Charles Saul in chat has asked for them. I provided 2. They both won so far. We had a -150 and Ricardo Pietreczko a couple days ago. Yesterday, we had Stefan Belmont plus 200. He won 3-0, so happy days. Doing pretty well.
All right. I love that. A little dart segment from you. If I were to go to the UK next year, when would be the best time for me to go for darts?
Either if you want like just a really fun like night out, because like you're not a big enjoyer of the sport in particular, either December to go to the World Championships where the vibes are electric, or go during like March, April for a Premier League event. Go for like a one-off Premier League event. Because the vibes there are always very good and they're always like humongous venues. I think that's where you would find the most enjoyment.
All right.
But Premier League is all around like Western Europe, so you have some choices.
All right, I'll keep that in the calendar. I was planning a Europe trip to the UK next year, so maybe I'll go in March or April. Someone in the chat's asking me of my drink of choice. I have a different question. Have you ever tried eggnog before?
I had eggnog last night.
I've never had eggnog before.
I was at the Keg, and they had a special called
Really?
Kegnog. It was eggnog, bamboo rum, and nutmeg. and it was so good. Like I want to recreate it at home.
All right, interesting. Maybe on the 23rd we'll both have some eggnog. We'll do like a.
If I'm in the Santa costume, Santa suit, or not the suit, but the beard, I might have to do it.
We'll do it without the alcohol in it. But I've always wanted to try. Is it good? Like I've always wanted to try it. Is it like,
it's not like
what does it taste like? Is it milk
or anything? It's very milky. Yeah, it's not like an offensive flavor or anything. It's just like a little bit of a different milky flavor.
Okay, interesting. Is there actual egg in it? Is it weird that I haven't had eggnog?
No, I don't think so. I think I think it just eggnog is in the like the Brussels sprouts tier of widely accepted as not being good, despite the fact that people just kind of like refuse to try. Like Brussels sprouts, like your classic, like disgusting kid vegetable that nobody wants to eat. But Brussels sprouts are like fantastic.
They're kind of lit if you know how to make them. So eggnog is good if you know how to make it. Basically, that's all.
Well, eggnog's just eggnog.
Oh.
But yeah, I think it just fits into that people just have accepted widely in society that it's not good, so people just don't even bother trying it. But it's fine. Like, it's fine. It's good.
Okay.
And Brussels sprouts, fun fact, they bred out the bitterness
bitter gene?
over the last couple decades, which is why maybe as well it has that stigma against it. We're fighting the fight for Brussels sprouts here.
Interesting.
On the Hammer
Listen,
Daily.
you learn something new every day. Next year we're going to have a show with me and Jeff talking about pop culture and all that sort of jazz. And then also we're going to have a show, me and Jacob, talking about the breeding of vegetables.
Give me a darts show.
I would love
darts vegetable.
We need a dart. What about a watch along?
A darts watch along?
How long are they?
I mean, like, but if you get to like the final, it can be a couple hours.
All
It's
right.
long.
All right. Well,
I don't think we're doing that because there's no way we have enough people watching. But in the Discord, we actually have a few people chatting darts during the World Championships. So you promoted the Discord earlier. There's some chatter going on in that channel now.
all right. Matt, you're gonna want to check out the Discord. Also, Tuesday it's Thursday. I am all out of sorts. Thursday best bet show. Quick reminder: if you want to fire on Week 16 bets, Rob, Austin, and Sumo, are all three of them there today?
Oh, I don't know.
All right.
This is
Rob,
not my job.
Well, it looks like it's just Rob and Austin giving out three best bets today, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Going through the
Suma's officially been listed as questionable for tonight's show.
too much
Suma.
Too much eggnog for
Maybe.
him. Forward Progress YouTube channel, Rob, Austin, maybe Suma, three best bets each. Talking through the entire NFL board, breaking down the game, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Forward Progress YouTube channel. You're going to want to be there. It is a great time. All right. Moretto's here. So Money will be here shortly. Let's bring him up and start this edge work overtime thing. Alex, how's it going? You're catching strays. You okay?
I'm catching a lot of strays.
I defended you. I
didn't know.
Yeah. A little late, but you know what? We got there in the end. So I don't know. Look, today was thrown off obviously with the cancellation, but I was very quick to update the sheet, and no one was quick to read the sheet, I think was the issue here. So I take no blame.
We lost in the
whatsoever.
game of telephone.
Zero.
Yes.
I am blameless.
All right. I'm not. Listen, I wasn't blaming you. I was more so. Listen, if I ever have a problem, I just like to blame Hitman. The guy with the nickname Peeping Tom. It seems like someone who is the type of person to kind of do the sorts of things that he does. Anyways, let's talk about the NHL. Let's talk about some edge work overtime. We don't have to start just yet, but like, I mean, how are you feeling after that sweat on Tuesday with the Leafs in particular?
Oh my God, that was like, what a spineless hockey team.
They're terrible.
I know they got there in the end, but like that was so ugly. That's the type of game that gets a coach fired if you lose that one. So I'm glad they didn't, because I think firing Berube, I don't think they have the roster anyways to like be good, but firing Berube then gives them a bit of a pathway to like get a jump, maybe pull themselves back into this playoff race, and we don't want that. We need them to kind of languish near that like 9th to 10th, 11th range in the East and suffer through an agonizing season. So hopefully that's the pathway we're on right now.
Disgusting. I think I've mentioned how many times how much I hate this team, and I'm actually so thankful, because I was like very down on this team preseason. My friends were like bugging me about it and being like, "No, we're gonna be good. I'm like, "No, guys, we're gonna stink this year." And they're like, "No, fuck you." And I'm like, "You know what? Fuck you guys. I'm going to click no playoffs on the Leafs," which I've actually never done in my life. I've never bet against the Leafs. Every time they've made the first round, hell, even when the two times they made it to the second round, I was there clicking Leafs the whole way through. Lost a lot of money on them. So I don't know.
You're not an emotional edge guy then.
I'm not an emotional hedge guy. That is like the opposite
Okay.
of what I do.
So you're like Game 7. You're like, I'm clicking Leafs and just like max pain if they lose. Then because
I was clicking Leafs when they were down like 4-0. It was in the Florida game this last
my
Game
God.
7. Like I was.
You're just a moron.
I'm a
is what you
hopeless-
are.
That's so cold.
I'm a hopeless romantic. I
Yeah. That's the Feinberg. That's the Feinberg method.
Yeah.
He says he does the same thing. He says he clicks Chargers only because like the money is not gonna console him regardless.
Exactly.
So
Might
he
as well win
and he's
extra
gonna
big.
be in so much pain no matter what. You might as well just have it be either really, really good or really, really bad. So
Yeah.
I can see it. I've always been an emotional hedge guy. And you know what? I've like come around over the last year or so to like not being that because it's true. Like you win a bet, like unless you actually like the other side. Like if I bet against the Habs as just a pure emotional hedge, like not liking the number or anything like that, I mean, I don't feel better having the money if they lose. I'm still just as miserable. It does nothing to cushion the blow. So yeah, I pretty much soured on that quite a bit over the last year. And I don't know, but I'm still a sucker for it. I feel like I'm so sick and twisted in my fandom that I almost like I feel like it's a good reverse jinx or something. Even it's not even about the emotional hedge. It's just like, if I make this bet, it gives them a better chance of winning. And it's very dumb, and I can acknowledge that. But like when you're in the heat of the moment, it doesn't change the mindset.
Yeah, people do crazy things, and like, listen, you're known to be a
Yeah.
big mush here, so like, I liked how you mush for your team. It's a smart way to go about things. Sounds like So Money's ready to fire, ready to go on this one. I got to ask So Money, bring him on up here. Are you also an emotional hedger, So Money, or no?
No, no, not at all. I don't have any emotion.
only for Stuart Skinner is where you have emotion, apparently.
Yeah, here and there.
All right, let's just dive into things. Let's get Edric overtime started a little bit early. So Edric undertime, is that what we're going to call it? I don't know. That was a bad joke. I'll just continue into the games. Pittsburgh and Ottawa. Ottawa minus 170 right now on the money line. Totals at 6.5, juice towards the under. So Money, I'll let you start because Alex is just talking for a little bit here. We'll give him a bit of a break. Anything you like in this game?
We're on the Pittsburgh Ottawa game.
Pittsburgh,
No,
Ottawa.
I've got nothing here. Ottawa, we know they want to play defensively, but and Pittsburgh, it's tough for me to get to kind of get a sense of what the Penguins are, because I do think that they're going to continue to struggle, especially defensively. But I just don't know if Ottawa wants to play the type of game that's going to push this over. So I mean, I lean over, but I think that it's been lined correctly in my opinion here.
All right, line correctly, lean over, no bet for So Money. Alex, anything for this game?
I did. I bet an over in this game. I know like how Ottawa kind of wants to play, but it's not necessarily how they've been playing. Kind of similar here with Pittsburgh in that they're defensively kind of falling off quite a bit. I think their goaltending has been downgraded a little bit as well.
Careful.
Losing Jar. I know. I'm not going to slander your boy like that. It's okay. It's not your boy in that tonight, so we're all right. And I mean, it's kind of your boy, your ex-boy maybe. Sealobes was kind of once upon a time your guy too. So I don't know. You have so many guys. You have so many guys in net that they can't even keep track. So yeah, it was bet up quite a bit and kind of ran out of range, but now there's been some under money again in the last little bit here. So it's kind of back at a couple spots where you can get those sixes minus 115, minus 118, up to minus 120. I think that's pretty good. So yeah, over in Sens Pittsburgh for me. Also some Pens money that has entered the market, which I don't fully agree with, but not enough to get me on Ottawa either.
All right, we're looking for that flat 6. It's 6.5 right now at FanDuel, so you can't play it at the friends of the show, but flat 6 minus 115 to 120 towards the over is what we're looking for here. Let's move on to the Oilers and the Bruins, which feels like, again, I know Edmonton hasn't been that great this year, but intuitively, Edmonton only being minus 132 on the money line going into Boston feels a little bit wrong. Maybe Boston is a good team, and I'm just refusing to believe in them. Totals at 6.5 right now, minus 118 towards the under. Alex, we'll start with you. Is my intuition off? Do you like Edmonton in this game, or am I off base here?
I mean, I think that Edmonton wins the game, but I didn't bet the Oilers. I did bet another over here, but this kind of was a little bit lower when I bet it. If you can get I mean, there's some 6 minus 122s that are off market hanging around there. Other than that, I'd want 6.5 plus money, or like a juice 6, like I was saying. So I guess nothing that I can quite give out right now. I've talked about these Bruins overs. Defensively, they've been kind of messy. Oilers are starting to generate a lot again, and they're getting into these games. Bruins totals really just can't be blind at 6 right now, and that's how they've been continuing to be open. But we're starting to see quicker and quicker adjustments. So I do like an over here, not at current, but if this does run back, kind of similar to how that Pens one did, then I would get on. I would advise getting back on the over.
All right, looking to get back on the over. When the number pops, what do you need at the 6? You need a flat 6, or is it what number would you need at 6?
Plus money 6.5, I think is okay. Which we're not too far away from. Or like a 6. Right now. Yeah, 6 minus 1. I mean, minus 122 is available right now if you have access to that. If not, but yeah, around there or better at the 6s.
All right. So money, do you agree with this? Looking towards the over. Do you agree with my intuition that do you like Edmonton in this game or no?
Kind of. I do agree with Alex in the sense that Edmonton should win this game. They are starting to come around now. And we know how I feel about Boston. For the side, I got nothing here. In terms of the total, same thing. Gonna sit it out. Boston's games where they're messy defensively, they do tend to come against weaker teams, and I don't classify Edmonton the way that they've been playing lately as a weaker team anymore. So I'm kind of conflicted here. I do agree with Alex. Over is the look, but yeah, I want to see Boston, how they generate and play more against stronger competition first before I get involved. So yeah, another game where I'll be sitting it out.
All right, sitting on the sidelines for this one as well, Mr. So Money is apparently I'm wrong about Edmonton at minus 132. So don't listen to me about anything hockey related other than anything that has to do with the Leafs. Lightning and Kings up next. Lightning at home minus 200 on the money line. Totals at 5.5 juice towards the over minus 126. So Money, I'll let you lead with this one. Anything you like in this game?
The Kings are a mess again. So no, that's not fair. That's not fair. They did play well last night against Florida. They were unlucky. They've actually been playing well by their standards the last few games here. Granted, against weaker competition, besides that Dallas game where they got caved, and Florida where they were a little bit unlucky last night. So I mean, but we're downgrading them in goal right now. Copley's gonna get the start here. Vasilevsky is going to be back for Tampa Bay, although he's had some time off. I did want to play the over here. I think that LA is generating enough to get us there, but my concern is with Tampa Bay, right? I think that they will play this game the way that they want to play it, and so if I play the over here, I'm just assuming that Tampa Bay will deviate from the way they want to play and just get into a skating game. And if I'm going to speculate on something like that, I'll need a better number. And I'm not going to lay the juice on something that I'm speculating on. So if I was able to get a plus money on the 5.5, which I'm not going to, I would. But again, because I'm guessing on the way that I think Tampa Bay will play, I'll sit this one out too.
All right, a lot of sitting for So Money today. Maybe we can make a stand at some point for one of these games. I know he will. He always comes with some bets here. Alex, are you also sitting this one out?
Right now I am, but this game comes with a little bit of homework, I guess, for everyone watching if you want to get involved. I would say to so many's point about Copley starting, I am on the fence about whether or not he's actually going to be starting. Forsberg's workload's been very, very light, obviously, and I don't think Kemper's going to be out too long. This is potentially a situation where they're not really scared to overwork Forsberg, so to speak, maybe and go back to him because Copley is that bad. And, I know it's a back-to-back, but again, Forsberg just hasn't played all that much. So I think there's a chance that we see Forsberg again here, which is what for now is keeping me off of this game because I want to know either way what's happening. If Forsberg does end up starting, it is really ugly and it is not. But now, like with the way this has run, and there's also question marks about Brendan Hagel's involvement tonight. I know McDonough's back and Vasilevsky's back. We don't know about Hagel either. But if Forsberg goes, it's just gotten really big. I think I would take a bit of Kings at these 170s or better that are out there now. If Copley starts, I will bet the over because I do think he is that bad. And Vasilevsky, first game back, still maybe some rust. I think there's potential for some goals in this one if we get a Copley start. I really think Copley sucks. So, yeah, I just have to wait and see because I do think there's a real chance that they don't go to Copley here because they are kind of desperate for wins and he sucks and they're probably a little bit scared and are okay with overworking Forsberg at least for the next week before the break and then hopefully Kemper's back after that. So, just going to kind of wait and see on the goaltending front.
All right, get your homework done. Turn on your tweet notifications for those Los Angeles Kings beat reporters. If Forsberg in plus 170 is what we are clicking, LA Kings. And then if Copley starts, we're taking the over 5.5 in this game. Up next, we have the Wild against the Columbus Blue Jackets last Tuesday. So Money came on, gave a spite bet on the Minnesota Wild. I'm curious if he does that again. Wild minus 120 right now. On the money line, totals at 6 minus 124 towards the over. I'm going to leave the audience waiting a little bit, see if we're going to if someone is back to fading the Wild. Alex, going to let you lead on this one.
I have nothing in this one. I am rooting for Columbus here because in that survivor pool we talked about last week, one of the guys near the top with me has gone with Minnesota in this game as his pick for the week, which I thought was extremely strange. But hey, power to him. Minnesota is the pick, or her. I don't know who it is, to be honest. But if it is, either way, they pick Minnesota. So go Jackets. I'm not betting the Jackets, but I'm not betting the Wild either. Just Columbus. Honestly, both of these teams are a little bit erratic right now in their performances, and it's just kind of keeping me off it altogether. But yeah, hopefully So Money has more to offer on this game than I do.
So Money, do you have more to offer? Are you fading your former boy in Quinn Hughes today, or what's going on here?
I have something to offer, and no, I'm not fading Minnesota. This is one of those rare situations where you could say that it's taking the market a little bit to catch up. We touched on it a bit a couple of days ago, and admittedly, I got a little bit cute betting against Minnesota when I really probably should have taken my own advice and just thrown out everything that we know about the Wild right now because they're a different team. And Quinn Hughes, he changes the whole dynamic of that team. And I think that the impact of Quinn Hughes on that roster is not being reflected accurately right now. And it's one of those rare situations where we kind of need to take advantage of that because it's not going to last long. These things don't last long. It does coincide with the way I feel about the Blue Jackets as well. I think that they're an underachieving team, and they're playing below average as well. Granted, their play has improved the last couple of games, but I don't think that it's going to be at the level that the Wild are going to continue to bring here. So I think the Wild are cheap. I think that we need to take advantage of that. And I bet the Wild, I have them up to at least minus 125. So I've got a pretty large runway here on them. So yeah, I'm not fading them.
All right, you like the Wild this week or this today? I keep saying this week. We have you on twice a week. I need to sort this out. Maybe not enough eggnog, maybe too much eggnog. I don't know. I've never had eggnog. Minnesota Wild minus 120 right now at FanDuel, but there's better prices out there. Minus 112, minus 116, minus 118. Good to minus 125. Minus 120 is also super widely available. So if you want to play it, make sure you play it over at FanDuel. Next game we got on the board is Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the Washington Capitals. Capitals at home for this one, minus 154 on the money line. Total's at 6. Juice towards the under, minus 124. If you like the over in this game, the 6 plus 102 is the best price in market over on FanDuel. So, Money, I'll let you lead the way. Tell me why I should be either happy or sad about this Leafs game tonight.
I think you should be neutral.
Okay.
I did bet the under here. We know what we're gonna get we know what we're gonna get from Toronto. I think that they're having trouble for the most part generating. They did have that Edmonton game where it did get a little bit end to end, but I mean, you have to look at the opponent too, right? Edmonton is fine playing like that, and they kind of bring that out of you as well. So for the most part, Toronto has trouble generating. They have trouble with a lot of things these days. I don't upgrade them at all out of that Chicago game. In fact, we had the under there, and it kind of crystallized my thoughts on the Leafs there, in the sense that they're an under team right now. Washington is coming off a bad defensive game. In fact, the last few games for Washington haven't been great defensively. I think that they'll get back to that. Lindgren's not in net, so that's going to be a positive here for the under. Both teams. I just think 6 is too high here. I would have even bet the under at 5.5. So we're getting a 6 here because of the way that Washington has been playing lately, and I think that with the way that these two teams are going and the way that Washington wants to go, 2 weeks from now we're not going to see a 6 with these teams.
All right. Looking to get ahead of, I guess, the sentiment on these teams. We're looking to take the under here, under 6. Alex, you going back to the Leafs against the Capitals here, or you're sworn off Leafs now after giving you maybe one of the bigger sweats in recent memory?
I might never go back to the Leafs again for as long as I live. Definitely not going to the Leafs here, which means they're probably going to win. So congratulations. I am double best bet. I'm double best betting this under. I like it quite a bit as well. Honestly, so Money laid that out perfectly. I don't have a ton to add to it, but this is like, we see this from Washington when they start to struggle and go through a bit of a losing stretch. The way they get back on track is by tightening things up and playing that Caps brand of hockey where they just give you nothing. And the way the Leafs are playing right now, Matthews looks dead. Nylander looks completely disengaged. It's just like, it's hard to see the Leafs generating all that much if Washington is able to put in that sort of defensive game that they specialize in these spots. So I like the under. We're getting Thompson back in net here. Hildeby's been fine. Would have probably preferred, I would have preferred Wall, but like Hildeby has been good. I just don't know how much I can trust it fully just because it's such a small sample. But I like the under here as well. And not to rush you, but if we can quickly jump to the Habs game because it's starting to move a little bit.
That's where I was going next. So just
the next one.
Take it. Go. I was going to leave with you anyways.
We'll go right. We're gonna just double up on unders here. This was looking like the 6s were gonna hang around all morning, but now in the last 30 minutes they've started to run, and now this 5.5 plus monies are starting to go a little bit, but they're still there. FanDuel again, sharp number. You're not getting the plus money on under 5.5 of FanDuel, but you are pretty much everywhere else. So a very sharp and good number from this FanDuel trading team. But yeah, if you can still get plus money on those 5.5s, which you should be able to, I think that is a good bet here. No Matheson again for Montreal, but honestly, that hurts them offensively just as much as it does defensively, given how he plays and how important he is to this team in transition. Habs offense, really just the minutes that Suzuki looks like he's playing injured. That first line without Slavkovsky on it, because Slavkovsky has now been asked to kind of play with Demidov and help carry that second line. That first line has not been nearly as good with Bolduc there, and they're kind of struggling to score. Suzuki looks like he's playing injured. And I mean, Chicago, bless their hearts, they have tightened things up defensively, and they are playing some somewhat competitive hockey since Bedard's been out, but they just don't have the horses to like score or turn those competitive efforts into wins. For our sake here, it doesn't really matter win or lose. I mean, for my sake, it does, because if we lose to Chicago at home after the shit I talked about the Leafs struggling, it will be pretty embarrassing. But regardless, I like the under here quite a bit. I think we're getting Knight, we're getting Dobish. I think Dobish is a little bit erratic, but given their limitations up front for the Blackhawks, hopefully that shouldn't matter here. So 5.5 plus money. I think this is going to be a bit of a slog as the Habs look to try and get back to the win column here, and the Blackhawks, basically that's the only way they can play right now without Bedard in the lineup.
All right, we're looking at the 5.5 under plus money, which is pretty widely available here. So money, do you also want to stick with Moretto's bet and go for the under 5.5?
Yeah, we're gonna make this a double best bet. I played the under 5.5 as well. Good plus money on that. I think that as long as Knight is starting and as long as Bedard is not in that lineup, and they're playing a team that does want to play defensively, as Alex alluded to, you have to play Chicago unders. I don't think that there's any way around that. Yeah, weird shit happens. The game could go over, but I think that I feel good about this under here. Alex touched on all the points to kind of touch on in this game, and I agree with all of them. I am on the under here as well.
All right, on the under 5.5, doubling up on the under from the Leafs and the Habs. Under 6 minus 124 is we're looking at under 5.5 plus money for the Habs game. Flyers and Sabres up next. Sabres minus 146 on the money line. Totals at 6 minus 120 towards the over. So money, I'll let you lead on this one.
Yeah, so there was some over money that came in after Urson was confirmed in this game. It's not that I don't agree with it. It's just that I have trouble seeing it. I think that the Flyers, we know they're an under team. Yes, it is a downgrade from Vladar to Urson right now. But I think that Buffalo, I mean, maybe I just come in higher on Buffalo, but I think that they're Canucks expansion cousins, so maybe I've got a link to them because of that. But they're just one of those teams where, I mean, like the little kid playing soccer, and he's trying, but he just sucks, and you just feel bad, like you want to give him you give him the opportunity to play and you root for him and stuff, but you just can't give him the big minutes like that. So that's what Buffalo is right now. I mean, they're a bunch of kids. They're trying. They're just not very good. But I mean, I can't get there on anything here.
All right, can't get there for this one. Sitting at the sidelines for this one. So it seems like you need Alex to bet on something if you want to bet something today. Alex, you want to give something for the chat?
I did bet. I put my hand up in the background there. I know he noticed that, and then maybe cushioned the blow a little bit for saying anything. But I did bet over when Urson was confirmed. I know Urson's been a little bit better lately. I do think Urson sucks. I will say this isn't like my favorite total on the board. It was strictly just I hate Urson. I'm going to bet the over when he starts, because Flyers games can tend to get a little bit chaotic sometimes when he is in there, because even if they don't play the most high events sometimes, but he goes in there, they just let some goals in, and then forced to open things up a little bit. So we've seen a lot of Urson overs have been, just cashing at a good rate this year, even if the games themselves haven't been the most high event. So I'm just going to keep going back to that but I will say that the Flyers are struggling to generate a little bit, especially at 5-on-5 right now. And Kesselring being back for the Sabres tonight is one of those things that kind of flies under the radar, but I think is pretty significant. A really good partner for Owen Power, and a guy who kind of helped shore up that top four quite a bit. So, but you got Timmins out, and it sounds like there's a bit of a bug going through the Sabres room right now. So hopefully, Timmins not playing. I wouldn't say that really moves the needle, but at least slightly mitigates Kesselring being back. But yeah, I bet the over here on Urson. Hopefully these Flyers overs with him and net can keep being profitable.
All right. Let's move on to the next game we have here, the Rangers and the Blues. Rangers minus 137 toward on the money line here. Totals at 5.5 minus 118. Alex, I'll let you lead on this one. Seems like we lost Alex for a second here. Yeah, we're gonna get him back in just a second. So Manny, I'll let you go.
Yeah, so I bet the under here. I think that Rangers unders, they're just they're similar to Chicago. I think that if you got Shesterkin and Ned, I bet they're under with Quick and Ned against the Canucks, but I think the Rangers unders right now 5.5. We'll get Binnington back in net for St. Louis. I think he's fine. He's struggled lately, but I think that he's an upgrade on Hofer. And the Rangers have trouble generating. St. Louis goes up and down, but they have trouble generating for the most part as well. Both teams, they do want to play defensively. I think that even at the 5.5, we're seeing up to minus 115, minus 120 in some places. Even that's okay for me here.
All right. Alex, I know you started a little bit. I don't know if the chat was able to hear what you were saying, but I'll let you. So just start from the top again for the breakdown of this game.
I don't know what happened there. I didn't even touch my my thing. But yeah, I wanted to bet Blues, so this is why I'm blaming you guys. I wanted to bet the Blues. They were like mid 120s, high 120s available. It's ugly, but I know they came through for us last night. I wanted to kind of go back to the well. I thought it was still a bit of a big number with them at home, even on a back-to-back. And then as the whole Hitman, what time is he supposed to come on? What's happening here? Thing happened. And I'm trying to explain, myself in the chat and this and that. The news about Panarin broke. I didn't fire because I'm like, the market loves the Rangers. I think it's possible we'll get better. And then the news about Panarin potentially being out and being a game time decision broke. And Blues got bet. And now I'm not betting the Blues in the high teens. I would need to know for sure that Panarin is out, not just a game time decision to bet it. So I agree with So Money's under though, especially if Panarin's out. I still, even if he's in, I think it's good. But if he's out, there's only upside there. So yeah, I think that's a good bet. But didn't quite make it on the Blues, unfortunately. So thank you guys for that. If the Blues, though, if Panarin is confirmed out in warmups, and I'll still bet these high teens numbers with no Panarin.
All right. Looking at the under in this game for So Money. Waiting for the Panarin news for the Rangers here. Let's flip over the last two games on the board. Do us a favor if you haven't already. Haven't asked the entire show. Smash the like button if you were a fan of hashtag HitmanGate today. Smash the like button if you blame Alex for it. Subscribe if you blame Hitman. Drop a comment if you blame Mike. And then, no blame for myself. Trying to absolve myself here. Seattle, Calgary, second last game on the board here. Calgary minus 178 on the money line against the Seattle Kraken, like the worst team in the league right now. Like who would you guys have as the worst team in the league? I mean, let's assume Bedard's with Chicago when we talk about that. But Calgary minus 178 on the money line. Totals at 5.5 minus 128 towards the over. Alex, talk us through this one.
Well, Jason just outing himself for not reading our newsletter because I literally just put some power ratings in there yesterday, including my worst teams in the NHL and best teams in the NHL.
I was setting you up
and
for
I had. Oh, fair enough. I'm sure. Yeah, good save. I said as currently constructed though, including injuries. So I did have Chicago as the worst without, but that's assuming no Bedard in the lineup. So in terms of this game itself, I do think Seattle is very bad, but no Montour here. There's no Jared McCann. It's really ugly. It's still a bit of a big number. What I did bet was the over here. It's a little bit scary because I just don't know how Seattle's going to generate without Montour in there because he does a lot for them in terms of like transition and getting the puck up the ice and all that. But he's a big cog for them offensively. That being said, their games have been all over the map and they're bleeding chances again. I talked about this the other day, how they've decided to open things up to try and generate offense because they have to, because they're, they've been struggling so much to score goals. They're scoring a bit more, but it's come at the expense of their defensive play. Decourt's got to turn back into a pumpkin. Things have just gone completely south for this team. And Calgary's playing some really, really high event hockey right now. It's been a lot of fun, which is crazy to say. The Flames games are a lot of fun all of a sudden. But if you had told me, a month ago that I'd be betting over 5.5, a juice over 5.5 in Flames Kraken, I would have told you you're crazy. But we've come a long way, and I think there's a case to be made here that this should even be at a 6 juice under. So I like the over 5.5 up to -120, which is very, very widely available. And I think we see some goals in this one. Also, just to comment on the beat reporter situation, I don't know if you guys saw this, but we don't like Seattle beat reporters. And now all of them who apparently do their job, which is news to me, are coming out of the woodworks crying about how Lane Lambert only answered questions from a team representative the other night after their loss against Colorado. There was only one person allowed to ask questions, and it was a team employee. So all their beat reporters were upset. I'm like, where are you guys when you need to report the news about this team? Now all of a sudden, after a game, you're not allowed to get your questions in, and everyone's upset. I didn't even know this many of them existed. I get the uproar because that is insane, and that cannot become a thing here. That's very dangerous to allow that to happen. But where are these? Where do these people come from? Is what I want to know.
I'm telling you, Alex, we have to add into the budget maybe the new calendar year. Let's sponsor a beat reporter. Let's sponsor an official Edgework Overtime beat reporter sponsored by the Hammer Daily. Every question that they ask will be sponsored by us, and they'll come on the show and they'll give us the goalie news live on air. I feel like that's the biggest thing here. We're going to have to do that moving forward. Going to bring it up in the next company meeting. So money, Alex likes the over in this one, 5.5 -120. Do you like it as well?
I do. We're going to make this another double best bet. I'm not scared of betting this over at all. I think that Seattle has really, really declined defensively. They're not the same team that we've become accustomed to the last couple of years. They, as Alex mentioned, they do open it up. Decourt is still good, and he's going to be in net tonight. So of course that's a concern, but the way that they've been playing, I think we're going to see goals here. Calgary as well. That game that they had against the Sharks, the 6-3 game, I was in heaven. Late night San Jose game, amazing, right? Great game. So I think that Calgary is playing those kind of games now, and I don't see any reason why that doesn't continue here. I think I do agree with Alex. I think that this should be 6. It just takes a while for teams that are 5.5 teams for so long. You're not going to see them suddenly get to 6s. It's usually a slow process. And I think eventually these two teams are going to be lined at 6s. So we're getting ahead of it. I think that that's the way that we need to be. So I did play the over 5.5 here as well.
All right, over 5.5. We're looking at -120 here. Last game on the board: Stars, Sharks. Stars -205 on the money line. Totals at 6, flat 110. Both sides. So money. I'll let you lead to close it out. Anything you got for us here? You sitting this one out?
Yeah, I'll sit this one out. A little bit of a tough one because I want to play Sharks overs. For most of the season, they were trying to play defensively there for a bit, but I think that they've gone back to kind of who they are. And I want to play Dallas unders because they're getting tremendous goaltending lately, and also their games are trending to be lower event than earlier in the season. So I don't want to play overs on a team that is starting to trend better defensively, but I don't want to play San Jose unders right now either. So I will be sitting this one out.
All right, sitting this one out. Alex, last game of the day for us here. I'll let you get to close it out. Do you have a bet for us, or are you also sitting this one out?
Yeah, I'm sitting this one out. The only thing I can really offer here right now is that there's been no goalie confirmation for San Jose. I think it's going to be Nedeljkovic just based on they tweeted out their game day photo earlier, and Nedeljkovic was the guy in the photo. So while there's been nothing from like a skate or like anything confirmed in that regard, I am pretty sure it will be Nedeljkovic tonight. Doesn't change anything for me though. I'm still not betting anything here. And actually, it's been confirmed now as of 4 minutes ago too that it is Nedeljkovic. So I can't offer anything new then apparently. Nothing for me here.
All right, sounds good. That wraps up this segment for today. Let me quickly pull up and what we had for best bets for the show. We had Ottawa, Pittsburgh over 6 minus 115. Tampa Bay and LA. Got to do your homework here. If Copley starts, we're looking for the over 5.5. If Forsberg starts, we're looking at the plus 170. Minnesota, Columbus. Minnesota, we're taking the minus 120 here. Toronto, sorry, I have that wrong. Minnesota minus 120. Then Toronto game, we're taking the under 6 minus 124. Montreal under 5.5. Buffalo game over 6 minus 115. Rangers, Blues under 5.5. I believe it was minus 110-ish. You guys can correct me on that. Didn't write a price down here. And then Calgary and Seattle over 5.5 minus 120, and that wraps up. Did I miss anything here?
Nope. No, Edmonton, Boston is not an official bet, but the over if the Sixes come back, if you can get the price back or plus money. All right. Something to monitor. That's all.
More homework from Alex. Alex, appreciate you so much. Appreciate you guys. We will chat next. We're doing a show next Tuesday. We're doing an Edgework overtime next Tuesday, or is that not
next? Yeah, I have it down for Tuesday.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. And that'll be our last show of the week before the Christmas break. So you're going to want to tune into that because it'll be a lot of fun. And hey, if Jacob loses his fantasy matchup, he will be dressed up as Santa. So anyways, appreciate you guys joining the show. We'll chat next week.
Thanks, sis.
See ya.
Awesome stuff there from the crew, as it always is on a Tuesday and a Thursday. And that wraps up today's show. If you enjoyed the show, do us a favor, smash the like button. Goes a long way here on the channel. If you're new to the channel as well, hit the subscribe button. Up next is the hammer, Forward Progress. You're going to want to be subscribed to that channel because Best Bet Show, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Rob, Austin, maybe Suma. Game time decision here. And then finally, at the end of the day, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, our live watch along myself, George. Maybe Alex. We'll see. Depends if he comes in or not. Seattle, LA, watch along. Jeff will be there third quarter. Hitman will be there fourth quarter. Also, tomorrow morning, don't forget, live, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. It's not live, but it will be live at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Circle back on the Circles Off YouTube channel. Gets me every time. What's the lead topic for tomorrow?
We haven't planned.
We haven't even planned it yet. All right.
Yeah, that gets done like 3-4 p.m.
All right. Awesome stuff. You're gonna want to tune in.
Sure, it'll be good though.
It always is. Are you gonna give Mr. Peanut Butter? Is Mr. Peanut Butter even gonna freaking show up?
He'll be there. I'll give him shit. And I'll give him shit.
There we go. Make sure he does a shoey on air. I told him that's his punishment.
Not gonna make him do that.
I'll make him do that on this show. Then I get to hold the reins on this show. Anyways, appreciate you guys for tuning in. One last thing before you do, a huge favor, smash the like button. It goes a long way here on the channel. That's about it. This has been a Thursday, December 18th edition of the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by FanDuel. We will see you guys right here tomorrow.